What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and Terraluna Classic. Have I got a video for you? Staking. Right now, you can stake your Terraluna Classic for a 30% APY. We're going to talk all about that and when are we getting some burn tax and some staking validator rewards on mainnet. That's all going to come in this video. But before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel. We broke 7,000. We are on our way now to 10k. So come and join a brilliant community that's all about Terraluna Classic and everything else going on in crypto. Give us a thumbs up. Let's jump into this one because this one is pretty interesting. So we're currently 9966, hovering still around that 3 zeros, 4 zeros range, just slightly up on the day, but we are seeing a little bit of an increase in volume. $655 million is the market cap, and our circulating supply still around that 6.5 trillion, though we do need to see that come down. We all know, and I'm not going to talk about it much in this video, the 1.2% burn tax. Now we're seeing these other tokens are supporting it, but look, we'll take a look at the burns at the end of it. But this isn't the reason why I wanted to talk about it. So we have this. This is the GitHub information all about Terraluna Classic. This is from the Terra Rebels. You can see here at the top, the Cosmos SDK, and this is public information. And it's the re-enabling of staking and delegation and restrict validator power. Now, we've talked about this a couple of times in a few videos, this validator power, making sure that not one validator can maintain or have an overwhelming power on the whole chain and cause a huge crash, because that is the last thing we need. Now we know it's been audited from a security standpoint. We know that lots of work have gone in to make sure that they can't do this, and this is almost the coding for us all to kind of look at. But there is some interesting stuff within this when we talk about dates and we talk about potential upcoming. So you can see here it's from EDK 208, which is part of kind of the development team of Terra Rebels. Now, as we kind of go through this, you can see the staking and keeper messaging, and the staking power upgrade defines the block height after which the message that would impact staking power are no longer supported. So what does that mean? Just means that, again, this bit around validation power, that we are keeping it on track. Block height, this has been computed as approximately November the 12th, 2022, 109 days from July 26. So this is where we see the staking power revert height, re-enable the creation of validators after this. So we can see that number there. And the current block height, we see July 26. So projected November the 12th is where we see the staking power revert height fixed on the blockchain, again, to support this kind of non-crashing of it. Equally, as we kind of go through, there's a few other bits around the staking power, and then we get into the current height, and the delegations are allowed. Again, the limit validator power to 20% code, again supporting that kind of governance to make sure that this can't be crashed. So again, you can see that we kind of go through here, compute the new validator, voting power will be in relation to the new total power, and again making sure that if delegations are allowed and the delegation would have increased the validator to over 20% of the staking power, do not allow the delegation to proceed that supports that change. So some pretty interesting news information for us out there in terms of this delegation power. Remember, this coding is all what has been uploaded to the Terra network to make sure that you can see it publicly. So lots of information on here. I'll leave this down in the description, so if you want to come over and check it. But the important thing is they're making sure that the staking is going to be sustainable for everybody that wants to get on there. Now, when we start talking through where you can actually currently stake, you can stake over on BitTrue official for a 4% APY over 30 days. So you can definitely come over here and check this out on BitTrue. So you can currently stake it. Obviously, this is part of the BitTrue ecosystem as opposed to the Lunar Classic one. But when we take a look at what's on the Lunar Classic, you can see we have 170 validators currently sat on that Lunar Classic blockchain. So lots of them sat there. You can see some of the big ones around Orbital Command. You can see the commission they get on the staking rewards and how much power and governance they have on the chain. So these people decide the votes. We've seen it in the Terra Station ecosystem where they get to vote in terms of what's going on. Now, interestingly, we have got projects that have come online. So Loonseed DAO, we know, is a big supporter of the burn mechanism. And again, as you kind of go through, there's just lots of these projects that have come on time, whether they're NFT projects or otherwise, and all have a voting right because they hold tokens. Now, remember, it costs tokens to vote, and equally then it makes sure that the deflationary nature of the token, albeit we need to see a lot more volume coming through. Now, when we take a look on the burns currently, we know that the Lunatics token has been going pretty insane, 650 million tokens burnt. Now, what's super interesting though is that people commenting on it as they burn things, which I think is super cool. But look, the ones we can sort of see, coin in bit of a low volume today, but look, 50 million from the Lunatics token. Now we know that's Matthew Perry, Crypto King, and also Dan that are supporting that project. And again, that's an ERC20 token. Excuse me, it's a BSC token that is supporting the burn of Lunar Classic. Now, anything that burns it is a good thing for me, but remind yourselves it's not affiliated with this project, so you do need to be careful of it. But lots coming in terms of the supply. We can see it was, excuse me, I've clicked the wrong thing. We did see it just not quite go down, but we have seen a nice aggressive with these 50 million tokens. Does make a difference, but the big bit, we need to get this staking and delegating back on. We need to manage it as they're trying to do, and then we need to then step on for the 1.2% burn tax. Again, I said I wouldn't really talk through it. There's loads of videos out there. I'm going to leave a link in the description down to the previous video I did, which was all about the burn tax, but lots more coming. And I do think we need to break this 4-0 mark. We need to get to 3 zeros, maintain that level, and then start to move up. We are seeing a little bit more bullish sentiment in the market. Could this be what we're looking for to really start to propel Lunar Classic? It's going to be an interesting week, certainly for both crypto and Lunar Classic. So if you're a holder of Lunar Classic, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, comment down below how much Lunar Classic you are holding. And guys, appreciate all the support recently. I'll see you in the next video.